minutes after.
Ooh, who got Tootsie Rolls?
That's not enough time for us to get our words in, is it, Tom?
She gave me a Tootsie Roll.
Thank you.
I believe that. So
I can't.
Thanks a lot, Tony. Tony thinks he's going to get me by turning off or unscrewing my mallet here. It's going to hit Miss Jean right there in the head.
Then you got me to answer.
You're getting closer, buddy. You're getting closer.
Almost got it that time.
Usually my name tag isn't right, but it's right.
Art, there was a few of them changed around when we got
Yeah,
here.
usually
We
I'm
thought you
Lenny.
had something to do with
Call
it.
me Lenny. All right. Okay.
It's a rough crowd tonight.
All right, hey, welcome everybody. First meeting I'd like to call to order tonight is the Lawrenceburg Board of Works meeting for November 21st, 2022. Mr. Fetty, if I could get a roll call, please.
Sure can. Board Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
President Kellen Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was out loud. I'm almost done.
All right, guys, I don't have any announcements for this meeting.
I have none, Mayor.
All right.
Have none.
If no announcements, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Under new business, in front of you guys, these are requests for proposals. We've got two of them, and these are for the 6 different projects that we got going with the Veritas Group, the process we started. So what I'd like to do tonight is, if you guys got any questions, obviously ask your questions. Mr. Dave Rainey from Veritas is here if you have any questions. But I'd like to take these individually and vote on them. And this will give them an opportunity then to solicit a CM for the job. Just to give you an update, and Dave, you can chime in if you'd like. We've been having mostly weekly meetings, I guess, phone meetings about these projects and getting updates. Veritas is on the call, Structure Point's on the call, and I've asked to be on the calls. Mario obviously is on the call. And what we're doing is running through that process as we had spoke about from the beginning. A few of these projects are under the design phase, and they told me that now is the time we need to bring a CM on board, so then the CM can start assigning costs to these projects. And correct me if I'm wrong in saying that, Dave.
No, Mayor, you're exactly right.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's a timing thing, so now is the time to bring the CM on board. And then after we get the pricing on that, it'll be brought back to you guys, and then for questions and comments, and then move forward or not on each project.
Okay, the only question I would have, and just to make sure I'm on the right page, with the task orders that we took on,
Yep.
these will coincide with these.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yes.
this is the engineering, and this is what they want, right?
I'm sorry.
So when you go up with
When you go back to
RFPs,
the, yeah.
this is, when they did their engineering monies, this coincides with this.
Yeah, and Dave, you can speak.
Yeah, so the task order that was provided by Structure Point,
Right?
those are the master services agreements, right? So those are all for the design services and the engineering that would be required for all the projects. The cost that we're looking at here, the request for proposal qualifications from the CMs, we'd be asking for, if any, a proposed price that they would have through the scoping period, okay? We would identify the cost of the projects, and then ultimately there would be a CM fee probably assigned to that. The cost of the project and the engineering fees or anything from the CM, anything from the CM, any cost from the CM, is not part of that master services or task order. That's just for engineering and architecture.
Okay.
So that makes sense?
The
That's where I
construction
need the
manager by
clarification.
constructor,
Yeah.
the architect gets paid, the architect or the engineering firm, they'll get paid one fee. Will they get a flat fee plus a percentage fee or just a flat fee?
Typically, they would be a part of a percentage fee, and then they would be determined if it's
This is
fixed.
Set up so you'll come
Yeah.
back.
So again, the master services agreement that we signed with Structure Point is for architectural and engineering only for all the projects.
Right,
The
right.
CM fee and anything else would be part of the guaranteed maximum price for the project.
And the CM fee, they'll charge a flat fee for the pre-construction phase where they work with American Construction Point and David.
Yes, sir.
And the mayor and you guys to develop that guaranteed maximum price. That includes getting the scope to subcontractors to figure out what the true cost will be. Then they'll say, here's the guaranteed maximum price for the project. We're not gonna go over that, can't go over that. Here's our, delivery date. Then, and you'll see it in the RFP. The RFP will most likely, correct me if I'm wrong, it'll have a flat rate pre-construction and then they'll have percentage of the project, which we don't know that number yet.
Right.
So the general contractor, construction manager is paid two different times.
It'd be a scoping fee.
A flat
So
fee
they-
and a percentage.
They get a flat fee and a percentage fee?
That's how it works. Usually the architect does too, or the engineer.
Yeah.
But that's already part of the engineering that we've already
That's what
agreed
I
to
was-
pay for.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's, not right now, the only thing that we would be looking at as an extra fee is the CM
Yeah.
part of it.
Which would be percentage.
Yeah, most time it's a percentage of the
Yeah.
total
They'll-
project.
They-
Yeah,
the
they'll-
Construction
the-
managers get a percentage.
That's right. The initial part is the scoping fee. That's what we're interested in right now. We don't really have a project until they come to us with a guaranteed maximum price, and we accept that project and say we're moving forward. Initially, that scoping fee is just to get us through the period while we're in design and getting to that guaranteed maximum price.
That'll come from the CM
That'll
themselves.
come from the CM.
Won't their RFP response have the scoping fee and the percentage as their proposal? They'll propose that.
We're gonna ask for definitely the scoping fee, if any. Sometimes the CMs will come to us and they'll say, if you don't move on with the project after we develop it, there might be a $15,000, $20,000 scoping fee, but if you move on with it, there won't be a fee. It'll probably be in the cost of the guaranteed maximum price somewhere, but in the end, they would come back to us with a fixed or a percent
David,
price.
will you solicit CM folks out there for
Yes,
these
sir.
projects? Is that, okay?
Yep. And to circle back more to Dell's question, so we're asking for that scoping fee and specifically, and then if they can, we're asking them to give us any information on what their percent fee would look like.
Okay.
So if they charge 2.25 or 3 or whatever that percent is, if they could let us know that information, that'd be great.
So what did you open tonight, Dale?
Do what?
What did you open tonight?
Open.
Yeah, that wasn't.
that's.
That was just mail.
Okay.
Oh, this thing? Oh, sorry.
I thought
This
you
is
were
from
opening
land consultants.
proposals for something.
No,
No,
I'm sorry.
no, no.
Relation
Yeah.
to
This
this.
is just something Mark gave me. I
We're not at
apologize
that
for-
point.
Okay, that's what I.
Sorry.
The whole
It seemed very
timing-
official, but it wasn't at all. I was just trying to get.
He was just making noise.
Yeah.
I thought it was his packet, and he was opening it up late.
The timing on this is, we've discussed as well in one of our meetings, and the hope is that we'll be able to advertise in December, okay?
Okay.
And then the first week of January, be able to open the CM proposals.
Yep, correct.
And then we choose a CM, and then keep moving forward on all of them.
Correct. I mean, I'm just kind of looking at this. You got these RFPs and my thought is so basically, it looks to me like there's 3 people evaluating these companies that's going to give those requests. And then are you bringing those numbers back to the board, or are we actually going to be opening bids? I don't think we're actually going to be opening bids, are we?
So we're gonna review.
Bids for the CM, you mean? That's all this is for.
Well, what's this evaluation thing here?
So the evaluation is, once we receive the responses, then we would review those responses. We would interview as we see necessary, and then we would make a recommendation for selection.
Are they going to come back with a price and everything with you?
They're gonna come back with a scoping fee, and then any other costs that they might be able to provide, and we would provide all that in a matrix for you.
That you're going to come back to the board with
That's
your
right.
recommendation of who it should be. They're not really going to do bids, right?
Not yet.
No.
The bids will
Well,
be
yeah,
handled
there will be
internally.
Also, there will be bids eventually?
They'll do the bids.
Public bid, absolutely.
They'll bid the subcontract.
All this is tonight is we need the next step in the process is to identify a construction manager.
Yep.
Then the construction, after they come back to us with that, is then the construction manager will go and determine the cost of the project to get a gross maximum price. And then bring it back and then say, hey.
So we selecting one construction manager, or we
well, it could be-
selecting several
it could
for
be
each
one-
project, and that's how we get to different bids?
Okay.
I'm just curious about the bids, I'm not understanding
You
it.
got 2 RFPs here. It could be one if they come back as the most qualified for both items, okay? But it could be one for this.
Well, the one of
these
them's, got the bridge, and the other one's got 3 different projects.
Yeah.
So now, are you doing 4 individual things?
So-
No, no. There's two on this one.
Yeah.
One for the Ludlow Hill Trail.
Okay,
Right.
One
there's
for the
2.
bridge.
Right?
This will be a CM, okay? And then the other one is for the police department, data center, community center, and utility department. That will be a CM. Now, it could be one and the same, depend upon how the evaluations come back. Or this CM might only, this is, what they specify, they're the best in, right? And they may not have any experience in this. So it could be 2.
So you're kind of tying them together, the ones that kind of go together as far as to get one CM for,
These are 2.
We could have 2 CMs,
Yeah,
right? But the important thing to realize is this is a CMC delivery, it's a public delivery, so this will be publicly bid. Okay, so that CM will go out and there's a public bid process to get those to all the subcontracts, but they will hold all those contracts. Unlike CMA, SUME agency, where the city would hold all the contracts. A CMC, that CM firm holds all the contracts, but they have to publically bid it.
okay. Yeah,
We would
I just
receive
need to
bids.
clarify. I don't know if you guys understood it very well, but
Yeah.
I want to clarify for myself.
Much better now. Worst case
Yeah.
scenario, we have 2 different CMs.
Yep,
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, and this is where the savings comes into play, because it's a way of doing these, medium-sized projects, which you have a lot of them, but doing them in a way where, when you have the construction manager and the engineer locked in, then they get to put their heads together in the pre-construction phase, figure out, okay, what do we need, what do we not need? They can push back against each other. Then they're gonna bid at least the tier 1 subcontractors in a bigger pool, a state and region-wide pool, with a preference for local and still a preference for pre-qualification. So we're kind of hitting all the marks where, for years and years, we didn't do it in this robust way, so we were losing out on a lot of savings. Now we can experience savings by doing it this way, having a bigger pool of bidders, and we still have other aspects of these contracts. So they're going to come back to us again to pick the winner of the RFPs, maybe 1, maybe 2. Then they'll come back to us again when we bid out these tier 1 subs, and maybe all the subs, probably because it's a smaller project. Then they'll say, here's the guaranteed maximum price. If you don't like it, you say, we want it cheaper. Then they have to go back. And David and his group will also help us control the parts of the contract where you can find other savings, where you show your retainage and your contingencies, and you manipulate those numbers too. Because these are all the areas where you really can get the maximum savings out of a contract, but still do a terrific job with a quality product. So
Yep.
it's really good that we're doing this. It's just we're walking through each step together.
I've got a few questions here. So will we see all of the submissions, all the RFPs, this board here, will we see it? Or we just see the one that this evaluation committee will pick?
They'll come to us with a recommendation.
No, but so we won't see anyone else that
You
applied
can see
for
it.
it?
You can see
Well,
them all.
you can.
I can,
but
yes, certainly.
That's what we're paying them to
Yeah.
do.
Okay, but what if we wanted to sit in on the interviews?
They've got
So
they've got a matrix. They've got
Yeah.
They got 3
they've got
people
a
doing it now.
selection committee and an objective matrix. And it's really your preference, I suppose. I mean, especially with Board of Works and with council. But I mean, If you wanna be more involved, you can be, it's just that there are multiple levels. But if you wanna see all the RFP submissions, and you wanna see their notes from the selection committee, and you wanna see the scoring matrix, definitely no problem. If you wanna actually drive up there and sit in on it, I mean, I don't know if there'll be
So-
interviews, but David can explain.
Yeah, we can, most likely we'll have interviews if we have multiple respondents. I think it'd be beneficial. What I'd recommend, Mayor and Dell, if you feel it appropriate, if you'd want a member of this board on that selection committee, then by all means, let's put a member of this
Zoom it,
board.
We could zoom it and
Yeah.
put it in chambers, that way anyone.
That'd be fine.
I'd just like to see the other, not just the one winner.
So I will
See
tell you that we would provide, you would have access to those respondents, those proposals, and I'll provide a matrix that breaks down all the highlights that differentiates one from the other. You'll have that with our recommendation.
It's a pretty
Here-
intense
here-
vetting process. It's with
Yeah.
evaluation criteria. I mean, digging into the,
Yeah.
each one of these individually would be pretty.
But if one of you guys want to be a part of that, I don't want to be, personally. But if one of you guys want to be a part of it, I'll assign you to the committee.
Well, I just want to see all of the RFPs
Well-
that were submitted, but with this, it's not going to be here at Lawrenceburg then.
Most likely, yes. Yeah, most likely we'll have the interviews here.
Would be here.
Sounds like you just volunteered.
Oh, yeah, if it's here in Lawrenceburg, I could sit in. That'd be
Okay.
fine.
Tony, I'll appoint you onto the committee.
Is that in the motion, Mayor?
I don't have to do the motion.
Yeah.
It's appointed to a committee.
I'll
Yeah.
second it anyway.
Well, that,
You're welcome.
that's good too, because you can
Yeah.
see how the process
Yeah.
works, so that's
You guys are talking.
two
I have
benefits.
no idea, because I
Right.
don't have a copy of
Because
it.
it's
So I
not.
don't, well, but I mean, we do have to vote, the council does have to vote on all this.
Not on the CM.
No, but it'd be nice if we had a copy to where we could
Well,
know
you
what
will
you're
for,
talking about.
you will for the project.
We can
Well,
get
I
you,
understand
We can
part
get
of
you
that.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want everything.
Well, we gotta read it
Seriously,
then.
But seriously, but, it would be nice to have.
You gotta read it then.
I do read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, we can get copies of anything. I mean, it's open.
I
That's the
think-
whole,
I mean,
that's the whole idea behind this process,
Yes, it is.
is the
That's why
transparency
I'm trying
piece. And
to
it,
follow along.
it puts everything out in the open from the bit, everything.
Yeah.
So for tonight, I'm looking for your blessing to move forward with these solicitations so we can start the publication process. I'll probably have one more point of contact with Dell just to make sure that we have everything buttoned up. Everything looks good on the RFPs before we publicize, and then we'll get them out there. So, okay?
Any other questions? That's a good questions,
I have
guys.
no more, Mayor.
If not, I want to take these one at a time. The first one I will ask for a motion to approve is the RFP for the City of Lawrenceburg Ludlow Hill Trail and Tanners Creek Bridge rehabilitation.
I make a motion, Mayor.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. The next RFP I'd like to get a motion for approval on is the City of Lawrenceburg Public Works Buildings and Public Police Department renovation.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made, second.
I'll second it, Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys.
What about the utility part of that one?
It's in
It's
there.
in there.
It's in there.
So there's
It's
two
in with
parts to
the
it?
Yeah, it says it right here.
Public Works.
Lawrenceburg
buildings.
Utility Department, Data
I know.
Center, and Community Center.
Okay, so you put three on that one. Does that have to be approved by the utility board?
Not until the money has to be
Not till the
approved.
end, okay.
Yep. And Billy's been a part of the,
Yep.
the
Yeah.
meetings on
Okay.
on that, you know, the design phase, Mark, that
Okay.
part. Oh, we're gonna charge him.
Oh, I know.
I know where
I
you're
don't
going
have
with
to tell
that.
you, I know you know.
I know where you're going with that. I like what you think. Okay. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Dave.
thanks, David.
All right, no other new business for this meeting. Under old business, Mr. Myers, just a update on the sale of the aerial ladder. You're gonna tell us you got 250,000 or 300 for it?
I'm gonna tell you some stuff, but I don't know that yet. Not that far along quite yet.
Not talk then, huh?
Not quite that far along yet. So I did some additional research on the truck itself. Last meeting, I know Dell updated you guys. We talked about maybe moving forward with using a brokering service rather than an auction site. I feel like that's going to be the best route to go. Not only is it going to be listed on a site that's exclusive to fire apparatus with a company that can strictly market that, and the reach also of a company like that is going to be far broader than a general auction site that we tried previously. And then also too, the nice thing about it is the buyer of the apparatus. Once we get a buyer together, they'll be dealing with us directly. So I would be the point of contact with them. I can answer their questions. We can work. You guys can work through with me. We can negotiate a price, and I think it'll be a smoother way to look at it. What I did was in your packet, I included some different. I went through and tried to develop some comps to kind of show you where I felt like we were at with the value of the truck. They're all custom fire apparatus. So you're not going to find it's not like going and finding, one Chevrolet here and finding the exact match of 20 Chevrolets across the country. Finding an exact match to that ladder truck is probably going to be almost impossible at this point in the game because they're just so custom. We do have that. The reason being, as I went through and I looked at trucks that I felt like were similarly equipped, so to speak, close in year to the one that we have. There are some things that are going to be similar. There's some things that are not going to be. There was a 1997, which is the same year as ours. They have a price on it at $250. Now these are asking prices. These aren't generally what they're getting for them, but this is their price on them. There's a 2003 for $250,000, a 2003 for $200,000, and a 2005 for $350,000. All of them similar. Go ahead.
Any idea on what the mileage on these comps?
Yeah, it's on. It should be. It should be on there. The mileage and the engine hours.
I see. Okay.
Should both be on there. It'll have a lot of different other information on it, and then also too, some of these trucks they may have more Cadillac features than what ours has. They're mostly newer. They're going to have some different changes to them. So when I started digging into it, the biggest numbers that I looked at when I was trying to settle on a price on it is understanding that we aren't going to be replacing this truck. We are strictly liquidating this truck, so I'm not really concerned with replacement value on this, even though it is substantially elevated from 25 years ago when we bought this one. The biggest number that concerned me was when we bought this truck brand new, we spent $595,000 on it brand new. We're 25 years down the road. So I looked at some commercial depreciation tables to kind of get an idea of how equipment like this would even be calculated. And after looking at that, the depreciation things on it, talking to Johnny, him and I had some talks on it, pretty heavy. We settled on what we felt like was a good starting asking price at $275. The reason that I came to that number is commercial depreciation on a piece of equipment like that at 7 years took the value already down to $360. So when I looked at it, $275 would recuperate the city 46% of what we paid for it brand new 25 years ago. I felt like that was probably a pretty good turn on the truck at that point in the game. Now I'm not saying that.
Like a Jeep.
Yeah. Right. And I'm not saying that we'll even get $275. I feel like that's a really good place to start. And then, of course, anything with this brokering firm, anything that we sell that's over $200,000, which I would never let it go for less than that, is 5% brokerage fee. But I still feel like that at the 5% brokerage fee, that's a pretty fair deal. So what I would like for tonight is for permission for you guys to go ahead and let me enter into with Brindley Mountain and get the paperwork going with them to get the truck listed and see where it goes. And we have the final say on any and all sales. So if we feel like $275 is what we want, minus the brokerage fee, of course. But if we don't have to budge off of it.
And I'll just make a comment. I like your process, and I appreciate you doing all that homework.
Yes.
I think that's what we were sort of asking
Yep.
for, and I think it's fair as well, but, and let me just say this, if time is of the essence, if you get a response back, get a hold of me right away, and we can call an emergency BOW meeting, or at least within 48 hours if they'll give us 2 days.
Absolutely.
And then we can get something talked about in that meeting and voted on or whatever.
Sure, sure, and that's the thing too with this. I feel like this going about selling it this way is going to be more in lines with how cities have to operate to purchase equipment. They just can't go bid on something not knowing where that price is going to go, and it's just not, I mean, especially when you're talking about a piece of equipment like this. So like I feel like that we're that starting us out at 275. I would be able to get all the paperwork done tomorrow. I've got to wrap up some things on the fire we were at with Aurora yesterday, but I should be able to get everything completed tomorrow. And I would like to see this thing probably hit the internet for the end of the week. So
Questions, guys?
I have none, Mayor.
Nope.
Like I said, Pat, thank.
Friday sale.
What's that? Black Friday, yeah, there you go. Get some Kohl's cash on it or something.
I'd like to on that amount.
Once again, thanks, Pat and Johnny. Thank you guys for doing this and getting your homework done. And so I'd entertain a motion to allow the fire department to enter into an agreement with the brokerage firm Brindley Mountain.
Brindley Mountain.
I'm sorry, to get this fire apparatus listed.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll second it, Mayor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, no other old business for this meeting. I entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved, Mayor.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn
hey,
this
just-
meeting. I'm sorry.
1 second. I hate to do this, but I got one claim that's not in your packet. It's for the resales. It's for the basketball team. It's
We're Board of Works?
well, it's got to go through both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Do we send it to council?
Yeah, we have sent it to council then?
well, I mean, yeah, the board of works approves it and council approves it. But anyway, it's for the resales. It's to benefit the basketball program. It's I think it's like $650. If that way they can get their check because the Reese come in pretty soon. So.
Good idea.
Basketball program at the community
No,
center.
no. This is at the high school.
It's a fundraiser.
Yeah, they've done it.
I'm sorry.
They do it every year. They've done it since I was coaching basketball there, which is
And what we
a long
do
time
is
ago.
Judy McAdams goes around to all of our city buildings, and we purchase the wreaths for our city buildings with that program. We've done it for
Oh, it's been a lot of years.
7 or 8 years, I guess. So
It helps the program.
thanks for bringing it up, Mark.
Do you have a number that we would,
650.
no, I mean a number of the claim? We enter that into the
I
minutes?
don't have the number.
Okay,
I don't have the
as
number.
long as the mayor can state exactly what you're wanting there.
I will. Okay.
So,
Well, and then under claims, then I will entertain a motion to approve separately $650 claim to LHS Activities for the wreath, Christmas wreath sale that benefits the basketball department, and
That's good, thanks.
boys basketball department.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Mark.
Yep.
Are you gonna hold that check and let them come pick it up, or
Well, if it
I
gets
can
through
run it
council,
out.
then I'll,
if they prove it? No.
yeah, I'll get it over to them. Yep.
Okay, I need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks you.
Yep, thanks.
Good job, guys.
All right. I'd like to call to order the next meeting of the night, Park and Recreation Committee meeting for November 21st, 2022. Roll call, Mr. Fetty.
All right, we got member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Member Justin Noppert.
Yes, sir.
Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Member Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Member Brett Mondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
President Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, any announcements for Parks meeting? You guys will notice that the sod got put in both at the Civic Park and also at the sidewalk at Arch Street Park. Okay, I just want, and the trees got planted at the Civic Park, the ones that died out. Okay.
And the lights are lit up on the levee.
The lights are lit up on the levee. If you don't get a chance to take a look at the levee at night, every pole is wrapped in white, like
It
Christmas
actually
light.
looks like a yellow with the light on
Yeah.
top being, it looks good.
It looks really
does.
good.
Came
Really,
down Saturday night and looked at it.
really good looking addition.
All I got to say to that, it'd look really nice with a Ferris wheel with a bunch of lights on it.
I thought we'd go one meeting. Just one meeting without talking about a Ferris wheel.
I think it looked good.
Mr. Emerald, you need to write that in your article, that we cannot go a meeting without talking about a Ferris wheel.
And all I get from the mayor is no.
He did
I don't know what that's
Is
all
it a
about.
want or a need?
Oh, hey, Tom,
Want or a
did
need?
you hear that?
What is that?
Is that a want or a need?
Oh, well, I thought you was on my side with this, Rolette.
Moving on.
All right. If no more announcements or interruptions, I'll approve, or I'd like to get a motion to approve.
Did we ever hear any feedback about the park cleanup down here at George Street
I
Park?
was saving that for the old business. Thank you.
Were
It's
ya?
done.
It was the next morning, Brad and his team
They
were
got
down there,
it,
by the way.
they got it
which is-
done, and it looks really good.
Yeah, the Brad standard down there, I expected nothing less. But I just wondered if we heard anything
It is
back. I
finished.
don't know if the parents down there had a different idea or.
I haven't seen Mr. Seymour, or he hadn't said anything, because he was the one that brought it up that meeting, but
Yeah.
I have not. But it looks good to me, and it did, because I went down and looked at it before they cleaned it, and I could see where he was talking about there was places for kids.
I actually,
up in there.
So are we gonna add this to our summer mowing?
Yeah, we can keep it cleaned out.
I actually didn't. I never saw. We had a meeting. It was dark by the time we left. I took the kids to school at 8 o'clock that following morning and went over to check it out, and they were already there cleaning it,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
which is,
They-
typical Brad's team kind of thing.
Yes.
He's quick. So, no, good question, good question. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. For this particular meeting, I have no new business nor any old business. Anyone else have anything they want to? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next meeting I'd like to call to order is the City of Lawrenceburg Council meeting for November 21st, 2022. If everyone could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Mr. Fetty, one more time.
Here we go. How about Councilperson Tony Abbott?
Here.
Councilperson Justin Uppert.
Sir.
Councilperson Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Wilton.
Here.
Mayor Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, announcements, board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs for the downtown area, Mr. Abbott.
I had none. Everything's in good shape. I would like to say our city lawyer's looking pretty spiffy.
Got a haircut. Got a haircut finally.
Finally.
Yeah, about time, but anyway. Streets, alleys, and curbs, Ludlow Hill area, Mr. Fryman.
All good, sir. Thank you.
You gonna comment on it?
Man, no Ferris wheel.
Well, I done got hollered at for the first one. I'm not gonna say no more.
Mayor,
Finance, yes, sir.
can I had something under streets, alleys, and curbs? With us putting out the snowmen every year, I noticed that people put their T stakes or T poles in the ground. And it's concerning because of the electric in there, in the area they're doing that. Is there some way that we could put something in the ground permanent, so every year they just put it in that particular
Like a
spot?
sleeve or something in there that.
Well, we talked about that the first year. That's a great point. Number one, I'm told by the electric department that it doesn't go deep enough to hit it.
Okay.
Well, that's also in solid Schedule 80 pipe, and that's pretty hard to go through.
But
Yeah, but it
you're
could,
talking a
or
T-post
whatever.
being
Yeah.
hammered into the ground.
That's a good point, but I'm told that it doesn't go deep enough to get, but, the reason we decided against it that first year, because everybody puts them in different spots a lot of times every year.
Okay.
And then if a new business gets added, or if it's a business that's even, say a block off, I know some businesses down on Tate Street come up and put them up here, you know, on Walnut Street. So that's the reason we didn't have those like sleeves or.
So do the merchants actually put the T-post in the ground themselves, or do the Civil City guys?
It's a combination of both.
Okay.
Some folks will go out and do it themselves, and then we have, they'll call Main Street, and then Main Street will call Brad, and their guys will go put in a couple.
Because
or whatever.
along with what I'm talking about, the possibility of utilities being hit is also you'll see some, after a few days, that look like they're about ready to fall, and you're thinking, especially in windstorms, is that gonna be a liability because they fly out and hit someone,
Well,
vehicle or someone or something?
good point.
And that's why I just wanted to bring it up. If there was anything that we could possibly do, maybe to have something permanent, so every year they just put it in there and we're good. I just food for
Or,
thought.
you know, maybe there's another design, you know, I just don't know if, I would like if it was permanent, that way they go back right in the same place.
Correct.
My fear is that, I don't know, I think it's worth looking into.
Okay.
It is. I mean, they blow over, and you know, there's hazards that I've seen with them in the past. People will zip tie them to their garbage can, and it blows. I mean, it's
Good
Just
point.
Food for thought.
yeah,
No.
good conversation.
Hey, one of my notes.
Thank you. That's all I have, Mayor, on that.
Let me finish my thing here. Snowman. People like the snowman.
Yes. See a lot of them out there.
And did you notice the clerk treasurers? It's, you know, can campaign a little bit and kind of promote mine a little
Yeah,
bit
but
right here?
did you
For a vote or two.
participate on that?
I think I maybe,
I think you got one of the
Gave a little bit of
most
the idea.
artistic people in the city.
I know, and she's good. Snowborough.
Snowborough.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you read it back. It's
we got-
I didn't
Snowborough.
see the back.
Yeah, you gotta
We
read it
got
back.
Yeah.
Got the best food. He's got the best food over there. He's got the best snowman.
Oh, he does. He gets it all about over there.
It's the clerk treasurer's office, Mayor.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Where all the money
Hey,
is.
enough said.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
He's
All
looking,
right, anything else on streets, alleys, and curbs?
I have nothing.
If not, Finance Department, Mr. Bondurant.
Nothing to report, Mayor.
Parks and Playgrounds, Mr. Noppert.
Nothing new, sir.
Fire Department, Mr. Rollette.
No report, Mayor.
All right, I've got a couple of announcements. Go Tigers.
There you go.
Yeah.
State finals this weekend, and if you can attend, I would encourage it. Go Trojans. I mean, it's great
Yeah.
for Dearborn County.
Yeah.
East Central's what, on Friday, and Lawrenceburg will be on Saturday, so. And I got some feedback, the football team and the athletic department, thank you guys for contributing to help with the charter bus for them. And the cheerleaders will be included in that as well, so a lot of times they get left out, but, and I think even at the band is, they're thinking about taking the band up there, so appreciate that. Second thing I have is, want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving on Thursday. Enjoy your families. Don't forget that this Sunday, November 27th, is we call the Mayor's Tree Lighting and Reception. I want to thank you guys for allowing us to do that every year. It's a great event that gets more attended every year. We'll start out at the event center with some the Cincinnati Brass Band. Also, hors d'oeuvres, finger foods will be at that particular place. That all starts at 5:30, and then about 6:45 we'll have a couple of announcements inside the event center, and then we will make our way over to the Civic Park, and that will be the official tree lighting for downtown. And also, every year I have an essay contest that we do at the elementary school for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. I spent this last weekend going through about 332 essays. It's amazing what 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders have to say. And but they were really good this year. And went over and had my picture taken today with the 9 finalists, 3 from each class. So hopefully they'll be able to join us on Sunday night, and they'll find out their destiny as well. And then Tiger Pizzazz is going to come over and do. What are you guys laughing at?
Their destiny.
Their destiny. That's probably not the right way to put it.
Serious. I like it.
They're well, you got
We're just happy somebody
whether or not
takes
they're
this
getting
serious.
first, second, or third. How's that?
Right. Everybody win.
Everybody's a winner.
There you go.
And then we'll finish up the night. Tiger Pizzazz comes over and does their little skit, and then also finish up with some songs. So hope you guys can attend that and bring your families. Encourage everybody in the audience and the public to do that as well. We expect a pretty large crowd. And then December 3rd, you guys are aware that's the sort of the kickoff. Oh, actually, Sunday's the kickoff to the Winter Wonderland, but December 3rd is the Christmas parade. And we have a couple of golf carts that'll be decorated for our councilman and clerk treasurer to ride in. So if you can join us, the parade itself is at 12:30. We will meet at Central Elementary School, but events start at 11 o'clock that morning over at Civic Park. There'll be a number of things going on over there, and then it'll finish up. The parade finishes up over there, and then events will go on until about 2 o'clock, and Santa will be there. But first thing that morning at I believe it's at 9:30 and 10:30. There are two different breakfasts with Santas down at the community center. I believe they're both sold out at this point, so that's a good thing. So
Wait a
that's
minute, now you're
all I
getting
got.
ahead of things.
Well,
Now, at the Christmas line, we gotta back up. You get going so fast that nobody can get a word in edgewise.
You get to sing, Lenny.
But
You get
now,
to sing.
No, that's not what I'm gonna ask.
You don't get to
You are
drive.
having a singing, right?
what are you doing?
Well, I was just told, sitting back in there with Mr. Roulette and Mr. Abbott, that Mr. Roulette said he'd like to sing a solo.
Oh,
And I said,
Yeah,
I
Mr.
would
Roulette did.
surely make sure that that can happen.
well, yeah, we can do that.
See, so Mr.
I
Roulette's
didn't
gonna sing
realize
a
that,
solo.
Tommy.
Mayor, for correction,
We'll take care of you.
he asked me if I could sing. I told him no. He said, you stay out in the audience. Tony and I will do the singing.
I didn't hear it that way. I did not hear it
Yes,
that way.
you did, Mr. Abbott.
What do they call it?
Moving on, Mayor.
Right?
Moving on. Mayor.
Oh, boy.
Give me that gavel.
Yeah. Move on. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
That's two.
yeah. Any other announcements? Any of you guys?
No.
Anybody? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Oh, well, I get thrown on the bus.
I'll second it, Mayor.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Under new business, we have Mr. Kraus in the audience to talk about the Barth replat. You want to come to the podium, please?
Dennis Kraus Jr., JDJ Surveying and Engineering. We submitted a replat of 2 lots up off of Heiner Heights Drive for Gerald Barth. Basically, he just wants to move the line in between his lots over a little bit, give him a little more space around his house, and put the big pine tree on his house lot in case he decides to do something with the other lot.
You guys all have this in your packet? And
Yep.
Any questions?
The only thing I see, it appears that you're just taking the right rear corner and moving it outward. Front stays the same.
Front stays the same, the right rear corner moves approximately 40 feet
Okay.
to the right.
This already get through APC,
Yes, it was APC.
obviously,
Yep.
came with a favorable.
I'm sorry.
I would assume it came to us with
Yes.
a favorable
Favorable
Oh, yeah, I'm
recommendation.
sorry.
recommendation.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I should have mentioned that at the
Yeah.
beginning. Good point. Any other questions for Mr. Kraus? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the replat of the Barth property.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
gentlemen. Appreciate it. Their new business donation committee recommendations. You guys see that? It's a Toys for Tot. We just had the one. Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move, Mayor.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. One other thing, Mark, what did we approve in the?
Business or wait,
We approved something in Board of Works.
Well, we got that.
The additional
That's
claim.
under
650, I got it written
got it?
down here. Okay, we'll do it under claims.
Yep.
Any old business, guys, that I may
Mayor?
have forgotten about? Yes.
The only old business I would have is we talked about doing the resolutions for the applications of commitment for Orca. Do we, are we gonna?
No, I need to do that. We'll do it at the next meeting.
At the December meeting.
Yep. Thank you.
Remember, he started reading it and
We
they
have
had
to
the
change
wrong
it.
address.
Gotcha.
They had Dowdy Road on it.
We'll do it December 5th meeting?
Yeah, I can't
Okay.
remember if I'll make sure I send an email to Susan, because I had to ask her what
Yeah.
we need to change.
That was time
I'll
sensitive,
change
I
it.
believe, too, was it not?
I think so.
So,
If we need to have it before December 5th,
Yeah.
we'll get us a
Yeah.
meeting put
Yeah.
together.
They haven't asked for
Absolutely.
it, but,
I feel like she
Can
said it
you
was.
contact her tomorrow?
yeah, I'll do it right
like
now.
Mid to late December, just 22nd or something like that was.
Yeah, we need.
That's why I wanted to bring it
Yeah, I
up
think we
tonight.
got time. It's just a matter
Yeah,
of
thanks for staying
getting
on
it
top of it,
done.
Tommy.
Good point.
I'll email.
Tommy don't miss much.
I'll email Judy and Susan right now. Thank you.
Any other old business? Okay, any comments from the audience? Yes, ma'am.
One of the women in our building, does the city have any extra Christmas ornaments they can put in our yard? Make it look more like Christmas there.
In your yard?
The yard in front of the building.
Fairhaven building.
Fairhaven. So it look more like Christmas there.
We could dress Lenny up like an elf and have him sit out front.
We could set him in a lawn chair.
I'll second
In a
that.
lawn chair.
We got a
We
second
can
one.
ask, we can ask Mr. Massey if we got anything over there, Lee. It wouldn't be a problem if we got it, but
One of the women's
we usually,
been over there, she got a thing like for Thanksgiving out there in the yard.
oh,
They want something to make it look like Christmas.
If the city were to give you guys something, or Fairhaven, would there be a place for them to store it afterwards?
Yeah, we got a big store in the back there.
let me
If that's what
talk
we
to
do.
Brad.
Yeah. we
Let me
may
talk to
have stuff
Mr.
laying
Massey
around.
tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
and
Now,
just
you
see-
guys you're good at both places, correct?
We can.
That's correct,
We can
yes.
see what we can do.
I would talk to Mr. Seymour about storing it there, though.
Yeah. I'm just saying if the city does have something to give them, if that's what we end up doing.
You can rotate in between two buildings too, Lenny.
Huh?
You can rotate in between the buildings.
I
Yeah.
can't be at one place in the same place at the same
No,
time.
no, like
You just-
8
every
to
other day.
noon, you're at Fairhaven
Oh,
East.
yeah?
and
That'd
then,
work.
like 12:15 to 4 or 5, you can go to Fairhaven West.
Yeah. I would say something to that, Mayor, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Please.
Okay. All right, we'll get that. We'll look into that, Lee. Any other comments? Yes, ma'am.
I have a couple questions. Since this is the first time that a holiday is on a Thursday, is there another day then that recycling will be picked up?
No.
Okay, so we just skip that week.
Yes.
Okay, my other question was, the brass band at the reception, I'm interested in listening to that, but every time I've gone down there, there's never enough chairs. Are we allowed to bring our own chairs?
No, because there's only, it's a very limited space down there anyway. And for fire code, they can only put up so many chairs.
No,
So,
okay.
so you gotta get there about noon.
Noon.
I agree with what you're saying, Gene, because everybody asks every year about it, and there's not anything else we can do. It's just, they have to have the fire lane code in there, and they can only put up so many chairs.
You don't have to be there at noon, Gene. Just send your husband down, make him hold one.
Or Jim.
I think there's a basketball game on that there.
I got you. Anything else?
That's all.
All right. I had something else. but I forget. Anyone else? Comments?
Susan Craig already emailed me back. She said it's fine if we pass it on December 5th. Which is
Good
our
deal.
Next meeting.
Good, we'll do that.
Thank you.
One thing before we quit, I want you guys to put on your, I have to have some surgery January 3rd. And that's supposed to be our meeting night because January 2nd is a Monday and it, January 1st is a holiday, so we celebrate on the 2nd. Would you guys have any problem having the meeting on the 2nd, on Monday night. Think about it. If not, you guys can carry on Tuesday, but that meeting is usually for all of our reorganization for the whole year. And so I'd like to be a part of that, but I won't be able to make Tuesday night.
Doesn't bother me.
Wouldn't bother me.
No, I'm fine.
I'd like to, if you guys are gonna be in town, I just want to put it on your, and if you guys are okay with that, nothing says we can't have it on that night. It's just, I'd like to get all that stuff done.
That's a holiday then? That's a
It's
observed
the
holiday?
City's
City
holiday.
recognized
City's
The
holiday.
employees will be off that because it will
Yeah.
fall on a Sunday, so they will get it on a
Substitute.
Monday.
Yeah,
I follow along what you're saying.
you'll be working, I'm sure. But, so I'm gonna plan on having, and we'll get it announced in the paper and stuff, because I think the calendars may have the 3rd down. But, I appreciate you guys working with that.
Just come down early and make sure the heat's on.
And you
Yeah.
did,
Come down early and make sure the heat's on.
you did say you were buying lunch for us.
Amen, Tony. I was getting ready to ask that question.
That's April Fool's Day. All right. No other comments. I entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And also have an additional claim for the $650 for LHS activities for the wreath project for the LHS boys basketball team. I'd like to get a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Like your hat.
Is that just like an umbrella purchase, benefits all the kids from the basketball team? Because isn't there like incentives or something for the kids who sell the most wreaths? I think, isn't that how we did it? Didn't we get like, you get a discount on some of the swag or something?
I think it's for
maybe?
their clothing.
That's what I was thinking, but I think each wreath you sell is an additional amount. It's just, we just benefit the whole program.
Yeah.
I think all theirs, with that fundraiser, I think all of the kids get their stuff almost free.
Yeah. Yeah. if
Which
I
is
remember-
good.
Yeah.
How many did you sell, you remember?
The city bought for me.
Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Have a
Thank you,
great,
Mayor.
Great to have you all out.
And go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Yeah.
Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
Tigers and Trojans both.
Telling you, man, that's pretty good.
Our little brother recently.